What's good, everybody? It's Mike Reed, and welcome to My Life Ministries, where leadership, influence, faith, and evolvement are the principles that we look to live by every single day of our life. And by us living those principles, it helps us to help youth to become motivated young leaders that implement faith every day in their lives as well. God will never fail you. He will never fail you. Even when you feel like there's moments of failure that are approaching you, God will never fail you. Everything that you go through, it builds you. Everything that you go through, it strengthens you and it teaches you. But God will never fail you no matter what it is that you go through. There may be tests, there may be journeys, there may be things that you're uncomfortable with, there may be things that come into your life that you do not understand. But even through all of those things, failure is never a part of it. God will always make sure that his purpose comes from it. So you cannot overthink in these moments to think that, God, why am I facing this? Why am I going through this? Don't let the enemy come to your mind and make you think that the mission that God has placed you on is going to fail, because it's not. God has called you, God has chose you, and God has anointed you. And by him calling you, choosing you, and anointing you, that means that he has put his seal of approval on you. So no matter what it is that you face in your life, no matter what it is that you go through in your life, there's nothing that is going to stop the purpose of God. There is nothing that is going to stop the will of God. There is nothing that is going to stop your calling that God has placed on your life. The only way that things can come in and connect themselves to what God is trying to do and what God is going to do in your life is the moment that you allow what the enemy is throwing at you, what the enemy is targeting you with, what the enemy is trying to distract you with. It's the moments that you allow those little things to come into your life to distract you, to get you off guard, which takes your eyes off of God, which takes your focus off of God. That's when those overthinking mindset, and that's when all of those things come into your life and they try to eliminate what God has told you. That's why it's so important for us to understand who we serve, because God will never fail us. He would never fail us. God gives us free will, of course. He gives us that mindset to say, hey, you can do whatever it is that you want to do. You can either choose me, follow me, or you cannot. That choice is up to us. God's mission, his will, it still stays in place, but it's up to us to choose it. It's up to us to follow it. It's up to us to understand, Lord, I'm going to serve you and I'm going to do exactly what you call me to do. So don't let your life, don't let your overthinking get you to a point to where you feel like God is calling you to do something and God is moving strong in your life, and failure comes up behind you so strong and you actually think that God is going to fail in your life, because that's a lie. God will never fail. God will always be there on time. God will always show up. God will always make a way. God will always make sure that you understand that he loves you, that he will never leave you, nor will he forsake you. We have to believe that. We have to understand that, and we have to know that the devil does not want anything in your life to go as planned. He does not want anything in your life to work out for the good. He wants you to see trouble. He wants you to see pain. He wants you to see pressure. He wants you to be blinded by the fact of, I don't understand and I don't know. But you got to let all of that go in this moment in your life. You got to let it go and you got to release it right now. Our lives are precious to God. The journey that we're on is precious to God. God knows the story from the beginning to the end. So if he knows the story from the beginning to the end, do you understand? Do we understand that we have nothing to worry about? But in order for us to be on that level, it takes discipline. It takes focus. It takes heart. It takes a moment for us to say, Lord, I trust you with all of my heart. I'm not going to lean on my own understanding. I'm going to focus. I'm going to keep myself in line with you. I'm not going to allow the mission to fail. I'm not going to allow the mission to be eliminated just because the enemy wants to come and cause me to overthink, cause me to lose focus, cause me to be overwhelmed. We got to get our head in the game in this moment. God has anointed you. God has anointed us. God has called you. He has chosen you. So don't you think because he has done that, that everything that he's asking of us to do and everything that he is preparing for us to do, don't you think that it's going to work out? It most definitely will. So we have to keep our ears open to the Spirit of God. We have to keep our eyes open so that we can see him, so that we can see what he's doing, so that we can see with our spiritual eyesight throughout all of the clouds and all of the darkness and all of the things that come so much to blind us and come to put this drape over our eyes to keep us from seeing what God is doing in our life. Don't ever think that God will fail you. He will not fail. He will not fail. His plans don't always happen the way that we want them to happen. His ways are not our ways. His thoughts are not our thoughts. The direction that God gives us, sometimes he gives us directions for one day. Sometimes he'll tell us to do things and in the next day it'll be quiet, or the next day it might seem like you're trying to listen and you can't. God is always there. He's always working. He's always moving. We cannot allow our minds to get to the point to where the devil has come in and he has taken over to make us feel like where God has taken us, that we're going to fail at it. We are not going to fail at it. God takes us from faith to faith. He sits back and he has so much in store for us. So much that is according to the kingdom of God. So what does he do? Once you master one level, God, he takes you to the next. And when he takes you to the next, it looks crazy. When he takes you to the next, it doesn't always make sense. When he takes you to the next level, the means that you need aren't there. Resources may not be there. Your understanding may not be there. Things may be coming at you faster than what you expected. But don't ever think that God is going to fail you. If God led you there, and if God is telling you something, and God is speaking to you about something, you got to think that God and know that God is going to show up for you. You got to know that you are equipped. You got to know that you are called. You got to know that you are chosen. You got to know that you are anointed. And you got to let God move within you. You got to let the Spirit of God show you. You got to let the Spirit of God renew you. You got to let the Spirit of God move in every single way. Don't look at everything else that surrounds you to try to put this together and try to fix this and fix that. You see, the enemy wants to come in because he wants to scatter every thought in your mind. He wants to scatter every thought in your mind. But you cannot allow him to do that. You have to move in a way that is directed by God. You got to move in a way that fits with the mission that God has placed you on. Don't try to step outside of the mission. Don't try to do anything different from what the mission that God has placed you on. Don't seek, don't search, don't look for anything else but what God has told you. Even if God changes up every plan, even if God, he eliminates some things, he removes some things, trust in the plan of God. Trust in what God is doing in your life. Trust in the way of God, because the mission that he has placed you on, he's anointed you for it. He's called you for it, and he's chose you for it. So don't ever think that God will fail you, because he won't fail. So if God will never fail you, don't ever think that you will fail the mission, because you will not fail the mission. The mission, it already belongs to God. He just chose you to be in this moment. He's using you as a vessel. He's created in you newness. He's changed you in a way that he's prepared you for what's next. So don't let the enemy come in and fight you in that way. You're called. You're chosen. You're anointed. So let God use you how he sees fit in this moment, in this time, because failure is not an option. And the reason why failure is not an option and cannot be an option is because we serve a God who will never fail us. We serve a God who will never leave us. We serve a God who knows the plans that he has for us. We serve a God who has already created our story, written our story, put everything in place from the beginning to the end. So whatever it is that we have to face in the middle of that, the plan that we have to face, we got to walk through it. But we can't allow overthinking to get to our mind when we are going to the new levels of God. And we're wondering that this new situation and these new visions and these new things that God is giving you, because you don't understand them. Go back to the faith that you had once before, when God gave you the first things that he's giving you and how he's elevating you. You just got to keep trusting him. Keep believing in him. God will give you understanding and God will give you clarity. Just walk with him. Make the steps, the choices, believe in the mission, and believe in the power of God, because he's called you, he's chose you, and he's anointed you for this, and he will not fail. So do not let failure be an option, because he won't fail you. You guys have a wonderful and a blessed day, and I'll talk to you soon.